Did you know there are two questions you can ask yourself before starting any diet to figure out what the long-term sustainability and success is going to be? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your favorite fitness coach, Joel Staley, and today we're talking about why every diet fails. And to get into this, it's very important to understand two terms. Number one, diet, which actually comes from the Latin dieta, which means way of life, which knowing that is pretty funny when we look at some of the options here. And we need to know what fails means. Because any geek off the street can lose weight. People do it literally every year of their life, but then it always comes back plus 5 pounds. So by fails, what we're talking about is fixing the problem once and for all. You lose the weight, you keep it off for good, it's no longer a problem, those days are gone. You've graduated to bigger, better problems. So let's talk about why every diet fails. And to understand that, it's important to get into the first question. How flexible is this diet going to be that I'm about to try? So let's take a look at a couple. Keto diet. Now, is keto something that you can kind of do? Not really, right? You either have your carbs and your fats and your protein dialed in. There's 0 carbs, basically. And if you start having carbs, now you are off the diet. Same thing with counting calories. If you're counting your calories, you're on the diet. Once you stop, you're off. So the question you need to ask yourself, besides just how flexible is this diet, is this something that I'm going to be able to do, oh, someone's calling me, for the rest of my life? And if the answer is no, at least on some degree, then it's probably not the right diet for you. Now, any of these options right here, it means you're either on the diet, carnivore, you're only eating meat, on. Oops, I accidentally had a sandwich or a taco. Now I'm off. Now, what about this knob over here? This knob represents something that's not so polarizing. It has more shades of gray in between. So instead of these off and on options, meaning, all right, yeah, I counted calories for 3 months, then I fell off, right? The knob means you're always doing it no matter what on some level, and there's varying degrees. So let's get into it. Portion control. If you're at a 1 for portion control, it means you literally eat as much as you can constantly to the point that you're so full you feel like you're gonna puke, and then you keep eating. You're at a 1. Now a 10 would be you're perfectly dialed in, your protein's the size of your fist or whatever those little rules are, and you're eating until you're full, but not till you're sick. That's good. Better food choices. A 0 would mean you just eat garbage all the time. A 10 would mean you eat perfect all the time. Most of us fall somewhere in the middle. Same with fasting. Everybody fasts. If you sleep even 2 hours a night, you're fasting those 2 hours. So if you join my program, we're going to kick you up to an 8, 9, or 10, depending on how aggressive you want to get with your goals. However, that doesn't mean that there's on and off. Everyone fasts, we just crank it up. So the knob represents there's a little bit more flexibility, and it's not just so cut and dry as with this option. So if you answer question number 1, is this diet flexible and can I see myself doing it on some level to some degree for the rest of my life? The second question is, how fast of results will I see with this diet? Why does that matter? Maybe you're not in a huge rush to lose the weight. Well, here's why it matters. You could do any of these options, and then you could go on a carnival cruise for 2 weeks and you could put on 20 pounds. People can easily put on 10 pounds in a bad 3-day vacation. So knowing that you can put on 10 pounds in 3 days, does it make sense to have your fat loss solution take 3 weeks to lose those 10 pounds? Of course it doesn't. So what we want is to know if we can gain 10 pounds in 3 days, what's a diet hack or a diet that's going to enable us to lose those same 10 pounds in those same 3 days? That way we're fighting fire with fire. Now this is where portion control won't work, better choices won't work. These have already all been DQ'd from the first question. So that really just leaves the one answer. That's it. fasting. So what does maintenance look like? That's always a big question. Oh, you can't do these 48-hour and 72-hour fasts the rest of your life. That's unsustainable. No, these are all unsustainable. All this is we kick you up to an 8 or 9 for your 12 weeks, and then come maintenance mode. I mean, guys are losing 80 pounds in 90 days at an 8 or a 9. Think about maintenance. Maintenance, we can kick you down to a 2 or a 3, skip a couple breakfasts, maybe throw in a 48 every once in a while, and cruise. It's very, very easy. So to recap, you have to ask yourself these 2 questions. Number 1, is this diet flexible, and can I see myself doing this on some level or to some degree for the rest of my life? And B, how fast will the results be? Am I going to be fighting fire with this system, or am I always going to be climbing uphill because my means of gaining the fat is way quicker than my means of losing the fat? So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Let me know what fasting, fitness, workout, nutrition questions you have below. I'll get those answered, and we'll see you in the next video.